Hi everyone! Thank you for tuning in to our very first Polkaros Coffee Talk with Uguisu. Okay, so I just want to say hi and have a brief introduction because this is our first time, and just to tell you about like why we started this whole thing. Oh, thank you. This is Polkaros t-shirt in grey. Thank you. In Singapore, because some of you might not be in Singapore, so I just want to share the situation here in Singapore. So since April 4th, we started circuit breaker. So we have been at home for, oh, hi. Wow, thanks for joining. Ooh. I know you're in UK, right? Wow, I wonder what time it is. Wow, a lot of people, thank you. Okay, so yeah, so Singapore, we have been staying at home for, this is our 4th week now. So circuit breaker is like a semi lockdown. We get to go out still to buy things or go to the park, but just not, go to work as per normal. Only essential, people doing essential work can go to work. And so I think things might ease up a bit soon because there were some announcements today. Anyway, because of like staying home, I think a lot of us have like some new revelations, like being home and not being able to carry on our daily lives. And also for me, I haven't been able to go to my studio to work on my pottery, which is something that keeps me happy and I guess sane, like keep me creative. So it freed up some time being home. I was able to kind of pursue the things that I've always wanted to do, like doing a podcast. So, and also I think it's a great time to keep in touch with friends around the world and see what creative people are doing to just stay positive. So also I wanted to say something else. Yeah, so even though we're restricted, like physically, we're not able to travel or go out and meet friends, I thought, we are actually free to dream and think about things and discuss. We are free to just wonder with our minds. So, and today I can actually pop into Mashiko to say hi to my friend Hiki from Uguisu. So I invite you to come along. So Hiki is my very good friend. And we met in Tokyo around 9 or 10 years ago. It's a long time. When I was living there, and she has a very nice shop called Uguisu, where she curates all the Japanese goods that she loves. And she has recently moved to Mashiko, a pottery town, just slightly outside of Tokyo. And so I would like to find out how her life is now and how's the transition like, and also what she's discovered in Mashiko so far, because I'm really supposed to visit this year for the pottery fair. They have a whole week, which is happening now, and they're doing it online, but it's all in Japanese. But maybe you can pop by their website or try to share a link later. They're having an online Mashiko pottery fair now. So yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't go there physically, but maybe we can show them some support by visiting their website. Okay, so without further ado, let me try to bring Hiki into this chat, which I haven't. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm waiting for Hiki to join. This is our first time doing this, and okay. Ah, hi Hiki, can you hear me? Oh no, I realized that. Oh, okay, never mind. I can't hear you because I'm having a mic, but. Wow, kawaii, where are you? This looks beautiful.
How are you?
Yes, are you in your studio? Oh.
Yeah, I'm in my studio. I just moved around the things a little bit.
Oh, okay, so nice. Yeah. I love that. Is that from your shop? The thing at the back?
Yeah, do you remember this
Yes,
thing
beautiful.
at the shop in Tokyo? We now have it in here in my new studio.
Yes, it looks like your space. You've created the Uguisu space in your studio already. Very nice. Yeah, so
well, sorry, it's okay. Go on.
It's a bit laggy, sorry. Yeah, so no, just maybe you can share with us a bit about yourself and Uguisu, since yeah, maybe some people are new to, yeah.
Sure. My name is Hikaru Komura. I'm also known as Hiki. I'm a founder, owner, and pretty much everything else at Uguisu, where I introduce works and products by Japanese artists and small makers to the world through my online store. Shall I continue?
Yeah. When we first met, you had an online store, and then
Yeah.
you started your shop in Tokyo, in Azabujuban, right? And then I know a lot of the listeners and your followers, we have all visited multiple times, and everybody loves your shop. I love it too, and I always will bring friends who are visiting. Yeah, so you can tell us a bit more about your shop and how you closed the shop to move to Mashiko and the whole process.
Yeah. When I left my day job as a web designer back in 2009, I started freelancing soon after I left my job. And then I started a blog called Jolly Goo. I don't know if you remember. But, yeah. And then I started sharing my ordinary, everyday things in Tokyo with my film photography and simple words. I never really expected it to grab people's attention that much, but back in 2009, when there was no Instagram and there were not many people who were sharing things about Tokyo as a Japanese native and local, especially in English language. So I guess, sorry.
Yeah, I think you started. People wanted to buy the things you talked about on your blog, right?
Yeah, I guess Tokyo was still pretty much hidden in a way, and everything that I was sharing were kind of unpredictable to many people who lived outside of Japan. So I started receiving comments like, well, thank you for sharing and letting us see the ordinary things, what is happening in Tokyo. And also, people started asking me questions like how and where can I get this and things like that. But I realized that there were not many Japanese stores that were selling shipping internationally, or they didn't even have websites in English. So I thought, why don't I do it? And within a week time, I set up an online store and
That's amazing.
it went live. It started just like that.
Oh, that was amazing. Very, very exciting time. Yeah, and I remember you said the story, and I was very amazed, like how quickly you were uploading all the finds that you had, and then you started out your shop. And then after how many years after that did you start your physical shop in Tokyo?
It was almost 3 years. It all came out of the blue. I was fortunate enough to have had the opportunity to rent a space in this building that I really loved for a long, long time. And I just had to take the chance and try out to have a physical store. This was in a very charming 1930s unique building, very well hidden in the back streets of Roppongi, where you visited a lot. And I was happy to have had your wonderful products, Polkaros products in my store.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
happy
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, so I know I was sad that I wasn't there when you had to move out, like during the whole part where you decided to finally move out of Tokyo and to Machiko and close the shop. So that must be a bit difficult time for you. But if you like to share with us, was there some reasons or like why did you decide to move?
Um, It was not just a few, but I had so many different reasons that led me to come to the decision of closing my little shop, which I really loved. And it certainly wasn't a easy thing to decide. But I loved my own store, and I met so many wonderful people from literally from all around the world, and it was an amazing experience. I had the loveliest customers and met wonderful artists, and I was taught a lot through having the physical store, as well as while I was running the online store. But for many years, I thought I would never ever want to leave that space. But since about 2 years ago, I was actually starting to have this thought of keeping the store maybe only until the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics, which was supposed to be this August, but now it's extended because of the COVID-19, as you all know. Because my workload was keeping to get bigger, and the shop was becoming to feel like kind of like a burden on me, though I loved it so much. And I thought, this is not right. And also, even while I had the physical store, my global online store had always stayed the core of Uguisu's business. So that I always felt I should really focus more on that for international markets, to help Japanese artists and makers and their works and products to be known to the world. And about 90% of my products that I had in my Tokyo store were from Japan. Customers were choosing, interestingly, but imported items. Of course, those imported items I had were all very special items that I handpicked. I felt I needed to be more true to my original concepts. This had been a really big struggle for me for a long time.
Yeah, like I understand. Like I want to talk a bit about your selection because it's so Hiki, it's so Uguisu. Like it's the reason why people come to your store. I think like it's very unique selection. So is there like something like a way that you select who you work with, or like the products that you carry on your store?
My aim is to source thoughtfully crafted pieces from artists and small makers. I look for works with cultural or traditional significance, special items that tell a story, hard to find objects, and everyday items with beauty that might bring you simple pleasures. And I always try to make sure that whatever I do to be somehow meaningful. So this goes with selecting my products too.
Yeah, I think we really can feel it when we go to your store. And also, I think in Japan, it's like a kind of like an endless pool of like artisans and craftsmen stories. There's so many hidden treasures that like I think you do a very good job in sharing it with the rest of the world. So also, so you were in Tokyo, and then I think it's like the web store you could have limited. You can share as many products as possible, right? But when there's a physical shop, there's kind of like a restriction, like the space and also like the amount of people you can reach and the stock. Like I think there's a lot. Yeah, I think especially in Tokyo, it's the range is high and it's hard to make sense of the numbers and stuff. So that was one of the core reasons. I also heard that you were saying like a lot of areas in Roppongi is changing quickly. Was that also something that you missed? Like
Oh, you stopped.
Ah,
Ah,
back.
sorry, that stopped. So I think
Yeah.
we were talking about the redevelopment around the Roppongi area.
Yes.
It was happening quite quickly, and the whole neighborhood, just across the main road from where we were, one whole neighborhood got all smashed down, and now being a huge something hills to be has been built.
Oh.
These things were happening especially around the very central Tokyo. So many places were looking to be the same, like all high buildings and concretes.
Yeah.
I felt that Tokyo was sort of losing its characteristics. Maybe I'm just talking about the central part of Tokyo. There are many beautiful old places that still exist in Tokyo, in other areas. But I was starting to feel really sad about seeing all the old, good old neighborhoods getting demolished, only to be with newer buildings.
And I'm sure like everyone who loves Japan or visiting Tokyo, those are the places that we move. Like the more rustic areas rather than the high rise, the skyscrapers and stuff like that. Yeah. So then you had the opportunity to move to Mashiko. Maybe you can tell us a bit about Mashiko and why you decided to move there.
Yeah, maybe since about 2 years ago, together with my husband Yo, we started traveling around to the other parts of Japan to visit artists and makers. Because both Yo and I are from Tokyo, and we pretty much only knew the life in Tokyo. Because all our families are in Tokyo, and we never really wondered or thought of the possibility of choosing to live anywhere else. From visiting other places and seeing everyone, all the artists and makers' lifestyles outside of Tokyo, it all seemed very inspiring to us. And we were visiting Mashiko more often than anywhere else in Japan outside of Tokyo, especially because I have been working with Aya, who is a very talented and lovely artist from Mashiko. She showed us all the great things about this town, and we literally fell in love with this town, Mashiko, and started imagining a life here. And then we found a new space for Uguisu headquarters and found a place to live. So we had everything ready, and we didn't have reasons not to move here.
So for those who like not familiar with Aya, maybe you can just tell us a bit more. She's a ceramic artist, right? Aya, like and then we some of her works are also on your website now. Like, can we see it on your website?
Currently, they're all sold out, and we're waiting forever because she is such a popular, very sought after artist. Like this,
beautiful.
showing off the pieces that I own, made by Aya. She hand paints very delicate flora and fauna, all each one by one. And she is such a lovely friend to us, as well as great artist to work together. We simply we simply
that
can't
was, yeah.
do without her in Mashiko. You've met her many times.
Right. No, just kidding. So, meeting, working with Aya, and I understand you worked with her on some past exhibitions, like to Australia, or to show. So you guys work very closely together in that sense, right? Like, maybe you can share
Yeah.
with us, like, how is the working, style like for you guys? How do you help her with her work?
We help her we help her with her international sales or opportunity to have her works shown outside of Japan. So, like as you know, we helped her having a solo exhibition in Australia. It was now 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, that's already 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
we traveled
after that.
together to Australia, and her show was really successful. The gallery, Paperball Press in Brisbane, was amazing. Everyone, Kylie, Tiffany, their families, their customers were all wonderful to us, and we had an amazing experience. And then, we popped over in Singapore to see you.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you guys. And actually, we had a kind of discussion. Maybe we can do something in Singapore. Right? It's been 2 years already. Hopefully, next time we can plan some Uguisu pop up or something in Singapore. That would be fun.
That would be amazing.
I think it feels more possible. I think now, like
Yeah.
anything is kind of
Keep trying to see the possibility. Right now, we can't travel. One day.
all the time, but who knows? So how are things like in Mashiko for you now? Like I heard that like in Japan, everyone just started to pick up on like how important it is to stay home. I mean, it kind of started a bit after like the announcement that Olympics were cancelled. So it's kind of like a bit later than I guess in Singapore or the rest of some parts of the world. So how is it like in Mashiko? Are people taking action, and how is it affecting you and your operations?
Because Mashiko is such a small town, even before this outbreak happened, it was never ever difficult to stay away from other people. We don't have a car, so we just walk around. But we rarely see any other people on the street. So, but right now we've stopped eating out. There were just 2 or 3 places that we could go out for lunches and dinners, but now we stopped that. The only places that we would go to is supermarket and post office to ship out Uguisu online orders. But whenever we go to the places that there are other people around, we would always wear masks and sanitize our hands and wash our hands really carefully when we come back to our studio or when we return to our home. Pretty much those simple things, but we stopped visiting people. Like we used to visit local artists' studios to have meetings or to just look at their works and things like that. But all of that is not happening.
I think you can hear the bird chirping and chirping. I can hear the birds in the background.
It's swallows.
Oh, Mashiko swallows.
As well as Uguisu.
It's like wow. It's like I can feel the nature a bit from here.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So how about for Uguisu business itself? Like how has it been? Yeah.
International shipments have been suspended to many countries now. So we are not able to ship packages to many of our online customers. We're still shipping to Singapore, and to the US we decided to use sea surface mail, which could take forever to arrive, but people are still showing their support and ordering.
Yeah, we can.
So it's affecting a lot.
Yeah, someone is asking if we can ship to Singapore. Oh no, how are things like in Singapore? Maybe. Hello, sorry, I'm just responding to your question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Carry on.
That's okay. So it is affecting us pretty badly, I would say. But we're just keeping to stay hopeful, and we're still preparing new listings for the online store.
You know what? Even if you're doing shipping by sea, they can order now for Christmas, right?
Yeah, good idea. And then
For
you can actually save on a little bit on shipping
Yeah.
postage.
Or you can order in bulk for the whole year of birthdays. And short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I think it's-
you can wait.
Mm.
I'm sure
I think-
things will get back to normal.
But I think it's okay. Like we talked last week, and I thought it was okay for things like that you carry, like Japanese foods and gifts that are quite special. I don't think people need it urgently, and if you're buying a special gift for someone, I think it's possible. Like waiting, I wouldn't feel that it's such a big problem for me.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. So let me see what else did we cover. Yeah. So how is your life different from like in Mashiko compared to Tokyo? I know it's a lot less busy and it's calmer, but what are the biggest things that are different, like you're not still adjusting to?
The biggest difference is that here we have great freedom. Like the nature is amazing, and there are beautiful flowers, plants, and like birds singing, beautiful, gorgeous sunsets, and everywhere you can see mountains or just beautiful nature from different times of the day to enjoy.
Yeah, sorry.
So when
Things were more accessible, right, in Tokyo, like you miss the fast Amazon shipment and stuff like that.
yeah. The area we lived in Roppongi, Amazon would come if earliest on the same day. Like if you order in the morning, it could arrive in the afternoon. And I was getting used to things like that. But here, we can't even choose the next day shipping. So things that you take it for granted, and the fast-paced living in Tokyo, we realized that things shouldn't be that fastly done because it's all done by humans.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
darkness is something that we were quite surprised to find here. Like earlier in the year when we had just moved here, even at 5 p.m. you would see no lights.
Wow.
So to walk back to our house, we would need to hold on a torch by walking the main street. This is Main Street that I'm talking about. So it's that dark it gets.
Wow.
That kind of darkness we could never ever see in Roppongi. no matter what time it was,
Yeah.
like even at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., the town never slept.
Yes.
So this was the biggest
So
difference.
how, so are the stars beautiful at night? Can you see like just clear skies since there are no
Yeah,
lights?
full of stars. It's just really beautiful. Like there are so many things that I get. So that's the word. Like
Like
that
paradise.
moves my heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can feel it too.
And that's how. I think that's how things should be. You know?
Yes. And it's so nice. Like in Japan, you have the option of like moving to the countryside. I mean, for bigger countries, like people live in the States or the UK, I'm sure there's always that option. But then, like in Singapore, we are a city itself, so I think
Yeah.
that is so such a luxury. I think if we were to be go to a place that like to just move out
Yeah.
to the countryside, it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah, so like we were. I mean, I was hoping to visit this year because like you're there and like
Yeah.
the podcast is going on. So yeah, it's sad, but yeah, so as much as possible, you can share with us, things from Mashiko would be quite exciting. I mean, a lot of us will not be able to travel for the time being. So I know you picked up some handcrafted stuff from Mashiko. Maybe you can, share with us some of those items that like pottery or fabric that you had. Maybe we can share
Yes.
with everyone what you mean.
Yeah. Sure. We actually had just started receiving items from local artists, trying to list them online, and then shipments got suspended. So that was sad thing. But I'm happy to show you some of the beautiful pieces that we have here. Start. Okay, so please, these are by
Wow, so nice. It's
piece.
beautiful.
So
Who are
it's
these
called Kakauchi. I think in English it's called hump molded.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who
So,
is it?
Tsunehisa and Keiko Gunji are husband and wife team of potters, very well known in Mashiko. And they're lovely people too. So these are their co-products. And also Tsunehisa. One of the pieces, makigama, wood-fired. This is my favorite.
Remember Mashiko with you? I was looking for something like this, like all over. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like freaking out.
So these were gunji. And another one, also pottery. Beautiful.
Looks like makiyama.
By Yuichi Hara.
Wood fired?
He's like emerging artist. He actually builds his own makigama.
In his backyard.
Not just yeah. And then he actually goes to dig clays from around Mashiko. And then he goes to pick up some rocks. And then he makes his own glazes out of the rock. So really interesting. All these beautiful glazes and shapes. Like,
oh my god, so beautiful.
Yes.
That ash. Yeah, like the ash and all. They rice and the wood fire. So
he
nice.
calls his works to be 100% organic.
It is.
And beautiful.
Beautiful.
So it all has different
The one of a kind.
shades. Yeah.
Does he use like a wheel, a potter's wheel, or like hand? Do you know his process?
He does it on wheel. All on
Nice.
wheel. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have a lot more, but I won't show you all. But I will be adding. I'll be adding them all online.
You can just have a line of you showing products to us, and we will be happy. You know.
I quite like to be able to show you all these.
Beautiful. Okay. I don't mind to see more actually. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's. I heard you have some fabric as well. I'd like to have a look at those.
Yes. I need
Because
to
Mashiko is more famous for pottery, right? So I think not many people know about the fabric. So maybe you can share with us.
Yes. Actually, there are said to be 400 to 500 artists living in this little town.
Wow.
Most of them are doing pottery because this is a pottery town, but there are also other artists who are textile artists, indigo aizome dyers, or wood crafters, and so on. And we kind of accidentally met this artist who does aizome, indigo dye. His studio is actually just a few minutes from here. So we popped in and he showed us his studio and his works. So we ordered some products for Uguisu a few weeks ago. It just arrived. So I'll show you a little bit. So can you see the different shapes?
Yes.
So it's all done by hand, obviously, and he uses natural indigo from Tokushima, and he does everything in the method that has been done from the Edo era, a very traditional technique and materials, 100% natural and organic. And it's a bandana for Shiki. Beautiful. This one, I think, of you.
Oh, this one is beautiful. I saw it the other day and I fainted. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna buy it. It's so nice. And this one is beautiful as well. It's so Uguisu. Like, it's like I can imagine it in your Tokyo shop and everything. It just blends in so nicely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
nice. So how do you like approach these find these artists? Can you just knock on the doors of like anyone in school? Like,
No. But this guy, Waragai-san, he just happened to visit Aya's studio with his neighbor who had just moved to Mashiko, and she knew Aya, and I was visiting her studio at the time, so we met, and I started following him on Instagram, and I just saw a post that he made saying that he is very he feels lost because Mashiko Pottery Fair had just been cancelled.
yes.
It is a really big event of this town. It's huge and it goes on for a full week. So many artists were very, they didn't know what to do. And so I thought maybe we could work together and try to sell their works and help them sell their works and to help their works to be known to the world.
Yeah, you were saying like a lot of these artists they kind of live off this. I mean, this pottery week is the fair is where they make like the whole year's income, right? So like having it cancelled is a big deal for them. And
Yeah.
also, it's very much like for the domestic market. Like okay, like I guess tourists can go as well, but like a lot of them are not selling their works overseas, or it's like they probably have a Japanese website and stuff like that, right? So now it's like the time where like you can come and help them probably promote and have more exposure.
Yes.
How is yeah.
Yeah. I guess. So that we were actually starting to do that. So yeah, hopefully we will have more.
Yes. Maybe you
Oh.
can have a little pottery fair, Mashiko pottery fair on the Uguisu website, and then we will all just go on and see all the beautiful pottery that you've selected. Yeah.
Yes, it's not as easy as other things because these pieces are very fragile and you probably want to be able to see it and feel it. But still, you can see the beauty of each piece from the photos. I hope.
Yeah, I think we can like even just looking at it like this now, we are already feeling like wow, it's so intricate and beautiful. I think it because the work itself is already so good, so I think it can speak for it more. I mean, that's my personal. I mean, like every time I look at Japanese pottery, it's so where it come from. It's a lot of heart, and it's you can just feel it. You don't really need too much convincing. And maybe I'm just like
Yeah, that's
big
nice.
fan. Yeah. Okay. Let me check on our time. Yeah. So this IG live chat is supposed to last for only 1 hour because it cuts off automatically. But I know like we can go on talking like people. So let me see what else do we have. I wanted to cover today. Oh, actually, yeah. So actually we covered most of the topic, but I have one last big question for you. Is like, do you miss Tokyo? No, I just think that because a lot of us were from Tokyo or met in Tokyo, and then now we're not there, right? So how do you feel about? Do you miss Tokyo?
Sorry, I couldn't catch that. Can you
You'll
say
be
that
back.
again?
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So I was saying, do you miss Tokyo? Like, no. Hikaru?
Sorry, I
Hello?
couldn't hear anything.
Can you hear me? No, I was just asking you if you miss Tokyo at all. Like, do you miss Tokyo? That's my final question.
Okay. Simple answer is no. Of course, I miss my friends and family, and I miss the food and restaurants, like all the variety of different foods that you can have in Tokyo. But right now, I guess people who live in Tokyo aren't able to enjoy that. I'm not missing life in Tokyo at all. That's my answer.
Okay.
But I actually miss being able to hop on the bus and go visit Tokyo anytime I want to, like we used to be able to do before this break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you miss Tokyo after a while when I ask you this question again. Maybe you'll be like, yeah, I feel like going back for a while. Yeah. So okay. The last time we spoke, you had some questions for me as well. So do you want to go through those, or you can also okay.
Yay. Okay, the first one is, so you lived in Tokyo for 10 years, which is a long time. How is it like moving back to Singapore after the 10 years in Tokyo. What are the biggest changes that you feel?
Okay, so I think this might sound a bit strange, but because when I was in Tokyo, I spoke mainly Japanese, and also I felt like I had an identity. Like I developed my career and my adulthood in Japan for 10 years. So like that identity, when I moved back to Singapore, I had to kind of adjust a bit because I stopped speaking Japanese on a daily basis, and then I have to find my bearings again because 10 years has passed and Singapore has changed a lot. So it's like a new world. So I have to kind of learn how to fit in and yeah. So I think the biggest difference is adjusting to the new Singapore and also finding my voice as you know like the Singapore English speaking version, because I think certain things like in Japanese feels a bit different in English. So that was one big thing for me. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah.
Do
So
you miss your life in Tokyo?
yes, I do. I do miss it quite a bit, and miss mainly actually my friends and you, of course,
Yeah.
hanging out. And I think I also miss like the fact that art and you know all these crafts things are like accessible and normal. Like we can all go to a craft shop and go crazy, and then like go back home and make things. It's quite normal. Like here, it's like kind of different priorities a bit. Yeah, in Tokyo, it's easy to just focus on art alone, I feel.
Those things I might start missing later on.
I think the accessibility to all this stuff, right? Like, I don't know, it's really convenient in Tokyo. Like all this craft supplies, even like packaging supplies, things like that,
Yeah.
that we short of here. Yeah.
Can I ask you another question?
Okay.
Yeah.
Your request.
What are
Yeah.
the differences and similarities in working as an artist in Singapore and in Japan?
Hmm. I think the differences first would be like in Japan, there are so many places you can do your own exhibitions. Like you can book a gallery, you can curate, and there are just more people who are interested, and even like 1% of that, you can keep doing it. Like kind of there's a whole ecosystem, like someone supporting the gallery, supporting other shops. So it's easy for an artist to be a full-time artist if they wanted to. I think easy in the sense that there's that kind of platform. In Singapore, it's a much smaller market, so I guess you really have to kind of like create your own. Even like really everything is quite DIY here. I feel like because I can't find the place that allow certain artists like young artists or just starting artists to exhibit. So yeah, I think that's the kind of difference in yeah similarities. I really can't think of any similarities, but
Really?
I think I can think of it. Yeah, but I think Singapore is starting to be more open to like art and crafts and all. So yeah, so I'm quite like we did some exhibitions last year, like pop-up shops, and people actually came out to you know uh, kind of support local crafts. So I was
Yeah.
collaborating with some local artists, like ceramic artists that I share my studio with. So we showcased
Yeah.
some of our work, and people came out and bought our stuff. So 10 years ago, like before I moved to Japan, like Singapore was not so ready for handmade stuff. So now people are more excited. So yeah, so I think it's a good time for crafts. So
That sounds cool. I
yeah,
would love to come and visit your new studio that you share with other potters.
so I'm sharing that pottery studio, but it's just really mainly for making things. So it's quite messy and quite not pretty because we just make a mess. But it's interesting to work with different ceramic artists because then you get to exchange ideas and work, kind of learn from them as well. So we learn from each other.
That's
I mean, they learn more from them. Yeah, and so it's quite very small and not so pretty. But so yeah, my dream is to move to Mashiko and build my wood fire kiln someday.
Yeah, you should. We're all welcoming you.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us, Hiki. And it's so fun, and I really feel like, oh no, you're stuck pausing again. Yeah, it's so fun to have a chat with you. I feel like,
I'm missing your last bits.
hello. Yeah, no, so we
Hi.
are like, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
So thank you so much for sharing with us your life in Mashiko and your stories about Uguisu. I still feel like we have so much to talk about. Like because of this 1 hour thing, kind of like put everything into packed it in. But I'm sure we can have another conversation time and catch up again. And thank you so much for joining us, everyone who's listening in for our 1 hour little chat. And please give us some feedback if anything you'd like to find out more about. We can do this again. And also for Uguisu, if you have not heard of them, but I'm pretty sure you're here because of Hiki. But if you please go check out Uguisu's website, follow her Instagram, and just keep in touch. And also check out her new Mashiko stuff. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to
Thank you so much. Thank you
It's
so
so
much for
fun.
having me.
Yay!
It's been wonderful.
Yeah,
We should do
the first coffee talk is with you. Cheers. Yeah, I'll see you again. I'll talk to you again soon, very soon. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend and golden week.
Bye.
Bye. See you. またね。Do a final
また
dance
ね
again. じゃあ
楽しかった。
ね。楽しかった
は
ね。
い。
またズームでね。またズーム。
ズームでね。
ねえ、元気で、everyone.
これでいいから
Bye from Chicago. Thanks for tuning in, Chicago. Thank you, Huiling.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think to automatically cut off, but I'll just say a bit more. See you
I
guys.
think we have more minutes.
We have a few more minutes now. If you guys have any questions, we have 1 minute to answer it.
Yeah.
Pineapple is Mylene.
Yeah. And Lee Jen.
Oh, our friends. And Lazy Jane, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
So I will try to record this. I think this record. I'll try to download this audio and make it into a podcast, if you don't mind listening
Wow.
to our podcast again. But I mean, just in case some people in a different time zone might have missed it, then also this thing will be on my Instagram for the next 24 hours, so people can still check it out. Yeah. So I think people in this like the states like California and Washington DC, they can't really watch. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I
like to
think you
see
do understand.
thoughts like that. Yeah, I really like I really think it's nice way of looking at the pots and the products.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but yeah, it could be a really great idea.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to look at some of your products today, to have a look. So exciting.
Yeah, you
Okay.
with your products too.
Mm. Okay, I think we better go soon in case we get
Okay.
cut off. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Stay safe and stay healthy, stay home, and hope to see you again.